Optical illusions. Is seeing really believing? You may have heard this famous phrase, seeing is believing. But can you actually always rely on your sense of sight? The fact is that what you see and what your brain thinks you see can be different. Your optical system gathers information and sends it to your brain. Then your brain assembles and processes this information. Sometimes your brain must make its best guess to fill in spaces where there's incomplete information. It can even create images that aren't there. We call these optical illusions. Our eyes and brains can be fooled because they want to recognize and interpret patterns, shadows, shapes, and colors. One example of an optical illusion is the Jastrow illusion, discovered in 1889. Two identical curved shapes, each with two short straight sides, are placed one above the other. They are arranged with one of their straight sides lined up. Somehow, the lower shape appears to be larger. With the shapes arranged this way, your brain is tricked into believing they're different sizes. Yet, when one shape is placed over the other, it's revealed that they're actually the same size.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Laura.
And oh my god, is that like 玄彬 or something?
你是不是有问题啊？你是不是在产生错觉
I don't know.
前面那个是 Alex。OK， 他没那么帅，但他也很帅，但他没有玄彬帅。Sorry, Alex.
Sorry. What's happening with my eyes then? He looks good today.
It's an optical illusion.
Oh, what are you wearing?
视觉错误。
Okay, well, you know what? It's also like the topic of our article today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, optical illusions. And it says optical illusions is seeing, really believing. Oh my god, I think I might need to go to the eye doctor perhaps.
I know. 或是 Alex 要请你吃饭之类，
Yeah.
怎么可能会把他误认为玄彬 ？Hello.
Well, anyways, let's read the article
Okay.
and find out more about optical illusions. It says, you may have heard this famous phrase, seeing is believing.
哇哦，你们应该都听过 "Seeing is believing" 吧？这是英文常见的惯用语，就是眼见为凭。还有人说它是百闻不如一见，就是要亲眼看到。
That's right. We see the word phrase here. Phrase is a noun and it means a group of words that have a particular meaning when used together. For example, here are some famous phrases. People might say better late than never to mean like you better do it now instead of waiting and never doing it. Or have you heard of this one before? Don't cry over spilt milk.
Yeah.
It means that even though you made a mess or you made a mistake, it means there's no use in crying about it. Just clean it up and fix it. Yeah, and I really like this one.
I love this one.
Curiosity killed the cat.
好奇心能杀死一只猫。But I'm really curious.
Yeah, me too a little bit.
Oh no.
But it's okay. We can be like half curious.
Okay.
Yeah, because this phrase just means being too curious doesn't always lead to good things. Yeah.
Don't be nosy.
Exactly. So these are like some fun phrases, English phrases.
Love it.
Now, how do we use phrase in a sentence? We can say, everyone on the team thought of fun phrases to use for the commercial.
Just do it. 没有啦，我乱讲一个。Okay, so phrase 就是固定说法、用语或是词组，这是一个名词哦。For example, my duandue, it means no way, is a phrase I learned from watching Korean dramas. So dramatic.
Oh my gosh.
可惜买。
I love this. Oh my god, tell me more. It sounds good. Okay, but anyways, let's continue reading. It says, but can you actually always rely on your sense of sight? Yeah,
所以有时候真的看到的。我们应该相信吗？ Should we?
I don't know. Well, it says here, the fact is that what you see and what your brain thinks you see can be different. Okay.
不敢相信。不过这里先要停一下，因为我们看到今天的文法哦。Let's take a look. 今天的 language in focus 就是 the， 然后再接上名词，像是 fact, believe, truth, problem 等等，然后接 be 动词，再接 that。那本句型是用来说明某个想法啦、事实、问题、真相等等的详细内容。 that 引导的名词子句接在 be 动词后方，作为前方的名词的主词补语，补充说明主词的内容。那此时 that 是作为连接词，是可省略的。For example, the fact is that we forgot to buy the tickets. 事实是，我们忘记买票了，是 Blackpink 的吗？ Or the reason is I stayed up too late last night. 原因就是我昨晚熬夜太晚了，我常常这样子。Or the reality is that life isn't always fair. 现实就是人生并不总是公平的，无奈呀。
All right, well, let's continue reading our article. It says, your optical system gathers information and sends it to your brain, okay? What's optical? Well, optical just means something connected with your eyes. It's connected to your sight, how you see.
Optical 就是视觉的，这是一个形容词，所以你的视觉系统收集资讯，然后把它传送大脑，咚咚，叮叮叮叮。
Yes, it says here, then your brain assembles and processes this information. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
Assemble means like to put together. So like, for example, you might know this, the movie Avengers, they always say Avengers assemble.
复仇者联盟
Yeah, it means that it's time for the Avengers to come together and fight the bad guys. Okay, so you can think about what assemble means. You can think about it using it that way.
Right.
Now here we see the word process. It's a verb and it means to understand the meaning of something that has happened or been said. So basically when our eyes see something, the nerves in our bodies sends those signals to our brain. Yeah, where it goes where it processes it. It understands what you're seeing. And then they send this information back to you to be like, okay, that is not Shrimping, sorry.
Sorry, Alex.
Sorry, that's just Alex. Okay? For example, we can say, it took a while for all of us to process the devastating news about a family member. No.
OK， 所以刚刚看到很多字哦 ，assemble 就是有集合的意思，这是个动词，而 process 就是处理，像是资讯啊、资料等等，这是一个动词哦。For example, it takes time to process so much homework.But I'll finish it by tonight. 老师，可不可以不要那么坏？
I know. Can you give us less homework? Gosh. Okay. Well, anyways, let's continue reading the article. It says, sometimes your brain must make its best guess to fill in spaces where there's incomplete information. Okay, fill in just means to like, yeah, exactly, to like fill in something completely. Like when you're drawing or coloring something, like if you have the outlines of like, let's say Olaf or a snowman, you might need to fill in the empty or white spaces with color paint.
I know, gosh.
So therapeutic, right? Yeah. It also there's another fun word, fun meaning to this word. It says to informally tell someone information that is wanted or needed. So like,
I know, it's like gossip.
I know, like Laura, I haven't seen you in so long. So yeah, please fill me in with all the juicy gossip.
我懂，就是说跟我讲，赶快
everything.
填补我的就是八卦。OK, fill in something 就是有填补的意思。那如果当做填补意思 I can think of this example sentence. Can you fill in this crossword puzzle? I'm stuck on the last word and you're smarter.
Okay, leave it to me. I'm pretty good with like words and vocabulary. I try. Okay, the article then says it can even create images that aren't there.
That's you. 你看到 Alex 就以为他玄彬哎。
Yeah, what happened? Well, we call these optical illusions, okay? Now, an illusion is something that seems to exist, but in fact does not, or seems to be something that it is not. So like, for example, magic tricks are usually just a lot of illusions. We think,
I know, David Copperfield.
I know.
他都用那个 illusions.
Gosh, it's so good.
Illusion 就是幻觉、错觉，它是一个名词哦，所以它甚至可以创造出并不存在的影像，那我们就称之为视错觉，就是视觉上的错觉。
It says here, our eyes and brains can be fooled because they want to recognize and interpret patterns, shadows, shapes, and colors. Okay, so yeah, our brain is doing everything for us. It's trying to interpret things for us. Interpret just means to explain the meaning of something.
Okay.
Shadow is a noun and it means the dark shape that somebody or something's form makes on a surface. For example, on the ground, when they are between the light and the surface. For example, we can say, the children had fun playing with the light and shadows, making silly figures on the wall.
Interpret 这个动词就是有解读或是阐释的意思哦，而名词 pattern 就是图案啦、图样。Shadow 这个名词就是影子或是阴影哦。For example, on sunny days, my dog loves chasing his own shadow in the park. 你有没有觉得有点笨？可是很可爱
So
，It's
cute.
like running.
So silly. All right, so next it says, one example of an optical illusion is the Jastrow illusion discovered in 1889.
You sound so smart when you say this. 加斯特罗氏错觉 Jastrow illusion 就是 A 与 B 大小相同，但看起来 B 比 A 还大哦。大家有听过这个错觉吗
It says here, two identical curved shapes, each with two short straight sides, are placed one above the other.
你听起来好像数学很好哎。Okay,
I
so
don't know.
curved 是一个形容词，就是呈曲线的或是呈弧形的。所以刚刚课文那一句，我觉得听起来有点难了，就是两个完全相同的弯曲形状，每个都有两个短的直边，彼此上下排列。
Here we also saw the word identical. Identical is an adjective and it means the same. For example, if you have identical twins, it means that they look like the exact same. So sometimes it's kind of hard to tell them apart if they are identical twins. For example, I can say, I bought Laura and I identical earrings because we are besties.
我今天没有带出来 but I
It's okay,
love
it's okay.
them. Okay, identical 就是完全相同的，一模一样的，这是一个形容词哦。For example, these twins are so identical that even their mom can tell them apart. Remember that movie with Lindsay Lohan?
I know.
How they trick their parents.
Parent trap.
对 I love it.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have identical twins. Okay, next, the article says they are arranged with one of their straight sides lined up. Okay, when you line something up, it just means you arrange a number of people or things in a straight row.
Okay, so line something up 就是使某物对齐。For example, I spent 10 minutes trying to line up the picture frames on my wall perfectly. 我有点强迫症。
OCD-ish.
Yep.
All right, so next it says, somehow the lower shape appears to be larger. Somehow here is an adverb and it means in a way that is not known or certain. For example, I can say, I made sure to lock all of my dog's treats in the cabinet, but somehow he still managed to find it and eat it all.
We also saw the word somehow 就是一个副词，不知不怎么的 I lost my keys but somehow found them in the fridge.
Yeah,
我是不是
so
失智？
silly. No, I don't think so. Sometimes we're just really busy and we forget things, right? Next in the article says, with the shapes arranged this way, your brain is tricked into believing they're different sizes. So that's the optical illusion part. To be tricked into something as a phrase just means to use a trick to make someone or something do something else.
So be tricked into doing something or trick somebody or something into VING 就是被欺骗去做什么什么，或是欺骗什么做什么。Okay, 要举例比较清楚。For example, she was tricked into buying a fake designer bag, but it looks so real. 可是我看得出来假的，我很会看欸。
Yeah, okay. Be careful when you're buying stuff. Next it says, yet when one shape is placed over the other, it's revealed that they're actually the same size. Okay. So that's how it kind of tricks us. Now, reveal here is a verb and it means to make something known to somebody. For example, a magician never reveals his or her secrets. Otherwise, there would be no surprise and shock for the audience, okay? We can also use reveal in a sentence like this. Emily and Jack are having a baby, and they're having a party to reveal their baby's gender. Is it a boy or girl? Is it twins?
Love it. Okay, yet 是连接词哦，就是然而、不过。Reveal 就是揭示、揭露或是透露，它是一个动词哦。 In the last episode, the drama finally revealed who the mystery villain was.
Ooh, who was
到底
it?
是谁？
Yeah.
我没看那个剧 so I don't really know.
Okay, well, yeah, so these are some of the things we learned about optical illusion and how we see things. Now, it's the end of today's article, so we're going to go to our For You chat. It says, have you ever been the victim of an optical illusion? How did it fool you?
Can you think of one first?
Okay, well, I don't really know if this is if this counts, but like I can only think of one moment when I went to the doctor to get a checkup.
Right.
And, you know, the colored cards that you have to tell the doctor what number you see, like the colored dots. It's just to check that. To make sure that you're not colorblind.
Okay.
So sometimes I feel like I see one number, but then when I look hard, I actually see the correct number instead. So yeah.
But you're not colorblind.
No, I'm not colorblind at all. But you know, I pass with flying colors, of course. But sometimes you're like, huh, is it this? Is it that? Yeah.
Okay, well, actually, now I can think of one is making a picture look like it was moving, even though it was like completely still.
Okay.
Have you seen those before? I couldn't stop staring at it, and it felt like the colors were shifting around. Or is it like, should I need my eyes checked?
I know. Do we need to go check our
还是
eyes?
我们眼睛又开始出现幻觉
No, I think it's an optical illusion.
Well, 喜欢今天的主题吗？一定很喜欢，因为是我们。
Yeah.
你还可以到空中家教和志愿老师互动练习哦。
Yay.
But that's it for today. We're out of time.
See you.
Bye.
Vocabulary Review.
Phrase. I'm dead is a phrase that is used to say you're laughing really hard at something. Process. Oliver needs more time than other people to process what he's reading in order to understand it. Shadow. As the sun began to set, the trees created long shadows on the ground. Identical. Sarah and Emma have identical backpacks, and it's hard to tell which one is whose. Somehow. Eva got up 30 minutes late this morning, but somehow made it to work on time. Reveal. The police chief spoke to the reporters and revealed the name of the thief.
智慧小补帖。
Optical. Assemble. Illusion. Interpret. Curved.